The Spurs legacy always goes back to Tim Duncan, but today, it's a new legacy. Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs are on the rise, and we're starting a MyGM. Chris Paul recently signed with the Spurs, and I feel like this could be a good mentorship for Victor. We're going to look to improve this lineup as we begin the journey. So welcome to the channel. We have the Spurs MyGM. So MyGM is back in NBA 2K25. Played this back in the day. I don't know why they removed it, but it is back. The MyGM. Now we actually get to pick between an X-Player, X-Scout, Capitalist, Closer, Custom. This affects what type of GM you are. We want to be a closer. I feel like we want to get on the good side of other GMs. We want to make some trades because we're going to be making some trades today. We're going to add two big pieces to this Spurs team, which I'm really excited about. We get some attribute points, so this is something we're gonna have to. We want all these to be 5 stars once it's all said and done, but that's gonna take a while. We got perks as well, so it's kind of like my career, but it's MyGM now. With this Spurs team, I definitely want to improve the lineup. I want to get Victor a point guard. I want to get someone who can come in, run the point, play alongside Victor. Chris Paul is in the team, in the lineup, but it'd be nice to have Chris Paul come off the bench. We're also looking for a shooting guard. I'm going to revamp this entire roster today, and trades are going to be crazy. We're going to try and make it realistic. The Spurs have been linked to a few players this off season and in the past few seasons, so we'll see what we can get done. We can see some deals that we can get done. MyGM also added the feature now. You can have chats now. It is all back. You actually get to tour you actually get to have your own facility, so you actually work within a building, which is really cool. I don't know too much about it at the moment, but I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a tour. We're just talking to the GM here, the governor. We're the GM, but the governor's asking us basically if we want to go on a boat tour, I believe, with him. Like, what in the world is going on? So some players that I was thinking about bringing to this Spurs lineup. Jeremy Grant was a player who I definitely thought we could bring in. We're looking for players who are going to, I would say, help Victor get to the playoffs and then ultimately win a championship. So have a look at the view. Look at the business arena we are in at the moment. This is our building. For as long as we're going to stay here with the Spurs, this will be our building. It's a nice little ad. And there is Victor. But have a look at Victor, man. We just started this series, and it's pretty evident what Victor Wembanyama wants for this Spurs team. We go here, Victor, basically saying that he wants to win now. Now, we can't make any promises, but we're not going to trade him, so we're going to try and build around Victor. A few players who have come to mind who I may be moving on. this is a young team, so I want to try and bring in a team that we could potentially win with. Greg Popovich isn't getting any younger, and we want to win another championship. We want to turn this into a dynasty. This could be a dynasty again. The Spurs have basically already had one with Tim Duncan, Tony Parker. Can we create one now with the Victor Wembanyama and the new look lineup? Because yes, we are going to be making some trades in this episode, so let's get into it. We'll start with the team. So Victor Wembanyama, Chris Paul, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson. This team right now probably isn't a playoff team. They also added Harrison Barnes in the offseason. This is not a playoff team, and what are we doing this series for if we don't want to become a playoff team? First year, my goal is to make the playoffs, and then hopefully we can win some NBA championships after that. Adding Chris Paul is going to help Victor's, I would say, progression. You have the point guard in here, but I want to get a starting point guard. Trey Jones could start, but we're after someone who could start. So let's look at the team. We've got Victor Wembanyama. Last year, he averaged 21 points per night, 10 rebounds. Definitely looking for him to be an all-star this season, lead the team in scoring. 25, 26 per night is probably the goal we want him to get up to. Could even become the most improved player, depending on how everything goes. We also added Chris Paul to the lineup, 9 points per night, 3 rebounds and 6 assists for the Golden State Warriors. Man, I'm not expecting too much from Chris Paul. Just want him to come in, play some strong minutes, and like I said, hopefully be that backup point guard for us. Devin Vassell, 19 points per game, 3 rebounds, 8 assists. He also had a breakout year, but for me, he could be involved in some trades and some trades that we're looking at. Keldon Johnson is another player who is definitely on the steadily improve, but if we want to improve this roster and become a better team, definitely a player we may look at moving on. The Spurs, we're not settling. We can't settle. We've got Victor Wembanyama. I mean, you want to try and win. Yes, it's a young team, but we've got some big assets. Let's start with our targets. Trae Young is a big target for us. I feel like bringing in Trae Young to play alongside Victor could be huge. I mean, Damian Lillard was linked to the Spurs. Trae Young was linked to the Spurs, and so was Kyrie Irving. Trae Young could be a deal that we could get made. Austin Reeves as well was also linked to the Spurs. We could definitely get him cheap if we are able to send some first-round draft picks to the Lakers, because we know the Los Angeles Lakers are after some draft picks. So, we start with our first trade. Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, our first-round draft pick from the Charlotte Hornets, 2 first-round draft picks for Trae Young. So, what would we be doing? We'd be sending Keldon Johnson, would be sending Devin Vassell, and 2 first-round draft picks. I'd actually throw in an extra draft pick for Trae Young. Man, this is my GM. You can't change the trades. You can't trade override. And the Atlanta Hawks agreed. So Trae Young is a San Antonio Spur. He is going to be joining Victor Wembanyama. Man, that's huge. Another player I wanted to bring in was Austin Reeves. We're getting straight into these trades. And I feel like this was a pretty good trade. I mean, the Los Angeles Lakers do not have any first-round draft picks. We give them 1 first-round draft pick, and we throw in some 2 good assets for LeBron. Yes, they lose their starting shooting guard, but Bronny James is on the rise, so maybe they're looking for Bronny James. Austin Reeves is a San Antonio Spur. He joins the team. 2 really nice additions, Trae Young and Austin Reeves. I'm really excited about it. Now, Chris Paul will be mentoring Trae Young. I feel like, yes, Trae Young isn't that young, but you got the point guard and you've got Trae Young. Why not put some mentorship into him? Now, I'm going to continue to keep trying to improve this roster as we go through, as we progress through the series and the season, but it's time for the home opener. I mean, we've got it. Well, it's not even the home opener. We just got an opener, man. I mean, we need to win our first game. This is our first game as GM and our first new look at the San Antonio Spurs with Trae Young, with Victor Wembanyama, Austin Reeves. I feel like we're building a solid team. I mean, we can add some defense. We definitely need to get some better on-ball defenders. I mean, it's something we look at in the next video. We've got to look at what we could bring in. Please comment down below who you think we should bring into this team. Who would be a nice little add to the squad? So our starting 5 is Trae Young, Austin Reeves. We roll it down. Victor Wembanyama, Harrison Barnes, and Patrick Baldwin Jr., who we got off free agency. For some unknown reason, he was a free agent. So let's get into some highlights, and let's just talk about the series as it starts out here, and we already commit a foul early on. But I am just going to be trying to fill out my squad today. I mean, see how we feel. We've got Austin Reeves, our first look at Austin, and Victor Wembanyama to start the series. He puts it in 3-4 early on. Like I said, man, we definitely need some better on-ball defenders, as look at PJ Washington going in and throwing it down. Trae Young, nice add, and he lobs it to Wemby. So Trae Young and Wemby are going to be an absolute problem for teams to go against. It's going to be huge. It's going to be fun. Kyrie Irving went inside. He put it in. Man, I knew it was going to be tough our first game trying to figure out how to play with this team. I mean, where do we all fit as Austin Reeves gets his first points as a San Antonio Spur? Man, Austin Reeves, Trae Young, like I said, definitely need a defender and see if we can progress through there. Patrick Baldwin Jr. in the starting 5. We're just going to get that stretch 5 with Wemby as Harrison Barnes hits a 3. And the fact is, I love Chris Paul coming off the bench. You see Chris Paul here missing the jump shot. It's good having CP3 off the bench. Definitely need to improve our bench and get that on-ball defender, and we should be okay as Kyrie Irving scoots inside. I mean, our goal this season is make the playoffs. If we don't make the playoffs, we fail our goal. I am definitely not thinking we may win a championship. I mean, it's going to be definitely tough. We still need to add probably 1 more star around Trae Young and Victor, but it could be big as Luka Doncic is working early on in this game. But yeah, like I said, it's a whole lot of fun filling it out with this team as CP3 goes inside to Victor Wembanyama. It's nice seeing Chris Paul and Victor play on the same team. It's going to be huge for CP3 as Victor Wembanyama says to Chris Paul, run it out, and Austin Reeves throws it down. Have a look at this block from Victor, man. Victor got up, blocking Luka Doncic, and it going all the way. Trae Young working inside for his first points as a Spur. It comes in the second quarter, but Trae Young finally gets on the board for the San Antonio Spurs. Like I said, it's going to be nice having Trae Young. Now we can really build around Victor and Trae Young as Victor comes across and blocks again, man. Defensive Player of the Year, MVP. These could be realistic things for Victor as he works inside again and puts it in way too big, and he goes in. But this Dallas team, man, Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic definitely came out to ball. Klay Thompson running around for the Dallas Mavericks as well, which is just very weird. Austin Reeves in the corner knocking down a 3. Austin Reeves is a solid player, and I mean, definitely doesn't bring a lot of baggage, which, I mean, some superstars may bring. I was looking at maybe Tyler Hero coming in, but he's also pretty cheap as well, which is good. Trae Young, first 3 points as a San Antonio Spur. Nice to see him get rolling. But, man, our defense definitely needs a lot of work. I mean, we definitely need to upgrade our bench, our power forward position. So let me know in the comments who you guys think we should get in and who are some players we could bring in. As Harrison Barnes, really nice addition to this starting 5. I mean, just hitting knockdown threes. If we can play a little bit of defense, we should be fine. As Austin Reeves is working, have a look at AR come off this screen. Zach Collins set in the screen. Austin Reeves. Man, I like this. This is a nice little team we can build around. I mean, I definitely want to get some more shooting. We want to be a 3-point shooting team. We are playing 7 seconds or less offense because we want to get quick shots off. We definitely want to be a team that shoots the 3. Here is Victor Wembanyama, though. Look at the move. Step back over the top. Got it. I mean, there's no way you can defend Victor in those situations. I mean, PJ Washington is what, 6'8", 6'9"? But look at Victor. There is no contest whatsoever, and Victor banks it in. 6-point game, second quarter. Austin Reeves launching for 3 and getting it to go. Austin Reeves had a really good debut for this team. But, man, like I said, the defense needs to improve. We can't just rely on Victor. I mean, could we go out and get a Rudy Gobert to have the double twin towers? I mean, it definitely could be something we could do. I mean, we did trade away a lot of our assets for Trae Young, so we're definitely going to have to try and beef up some of our younger players, try and get some progression. So at the half, we do trail the Dallas Mavericks by 10, but I'm not too worried in our first game of the season. This is going to be a long series and see how we can go. And have a look at this from Austin! Oh my goodness, 14 points for Austin Reeves, and he's balling at the moment. Now, Victor's got 14 and 9, so he's looking for a double-double, and he steps back over the top, and it rails in. Victor is up to 16 on the night, but Trae Young definitely struggled a little bit early to get going into this game. We definitely needed him to get going. Harrison Barnes to Victor, and Victor was just cooking at this point. He hits a 3, gets us right back into this game. 14 for Austin Reeves trying to defend Luka, and Luka Doncic shows the bunnies. He throws it down. Trae Young launching for 3. Need it and got it. So Trae Young into double digits. Austin, Trae Young, and Victor all in the double digits. I would say a little bit of our big 3. I mean, yeah, it might be Austin Reeves, but I am liking the look of our solid core at the minute. I just wanted to build a solid core as Kyrie scoots inside. Build a solid core, and then we can work from there, improve the bench, improve the roster, and just improve the way we play. Trae Young starting to find his way into this game. He launches another 3 and hits it. So, who do you think we could add to this lineup? I mean, who would really complement Victor, Austin Reeves, Trae Young? I mean, please let me know, because I feel like they're the untouchables at the minute. Even Chris Paul might be an untouchable just because he's adding so much value to Trae Young and Victor Wembanyama, as Luka Doncic just put us to the sword in this final quarter. Victor Wembanyama gets off to the races here and banks it in. He's got 21 and 14, so he's got a double-double. And Trae Young started to feel himself as he went inside, got fouled, and 1 for Trae. Trae's up to 15 on the night. Look at the dancing. I mean, going inside, and I'm really excited to see what Trae Young can do with this team. It's his first game as a Spur, as he goes back, and he's up to 16 on the night. I mean, I definitely want to see his assist numbers around, I would say, 7 to 8 a night. It'd be pretty big if he could do that, but, I mean, Dallas' shooting was just huge. I mean, we tried to have one more runniness, but it was just massive. Victor into the corner to Harrison Barnes, and Barnes hits the 3. So if Barnes can hit 4 threes, 5 threes a night, hold us in good stead. Victor Wembanyama, too big again. He's up to 23 on the night for Victor. Victor was definitely balling out. Here is Trae Young trying to work. Harrison Barnes yet again. Back to Trae. Over to Victor. And Victor's got 26 on the night. Victor is not afraid of the show. But, man, our defense here was just so poor. But it definitely holds us in good stead as we move on and as we continue this series. Because please let me know in the comment section who you guys think we should bring in for this squad, as Patrick Baldwin hits a 3. Who should we try to look at in the next game, in the next video, in the next episode? If you guys want to see episode 2, hit that like button. Let's aim for 100 likes. Episode 2, 100 likes, I'll put it out. If not, we just probably may not. We'll just have to keep on rolling with it. But we lose this one. It's disappointing, but let me know what you think. Smash that like button. And please, 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 let me know who we should bring in for this squad. And I'll see you in the next one.